Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Suzanne and Sarah YouTube channel. I'm Suzanne Moore, real estate agent here at Realty One Group Discovery in beautiful sunny Bend, Oregon, fellow real estate investor, and the founder of the Central Oregon Investor Network, which brings together investors not only from Central Oregon, but from all over the country to learn from one another, share resources, and create more freedom in our lives through passive income from real estate investments. And that is exactly what we are talking about today when we discuss the challenges and the rewards of being a real estate investor. So we know the journey is not always easy, but it's worth it, you guys. And let's be real. Real estate investing is going to test you. It's certainly tested me, and I have days where I'm just like, screw it. I just want to sell it all. But, I've stuck with it, and it has served me extremely well and has helped me create the freedom that I craved for so many years in my life. I now have it, and I get to choose what I do with my time every single day, and that is such a gift. That is the true definition of wealth. So, real estate tests you emotionally, financially, mentally, and it's not all passive income and cute front porches. It's a lot of spreadsheets and tracking and interest rates and flaky lenders and wondering if you're crazy for considering buying a 1904 duplex with things that have to be fixed before you even closed on it. Yeah, I mean, all the things, right? Like, no one tells you if you're doing the right thing unless you have a really good real estate agent that will be real with you. That's what we do. But you know what else is really rewarding? What I was just talking about, that freedom to wake up and choose what I do with my time every single day. And I'm choosing to record this video for you to share my experience because it has been so rewarding, even despite the challenges, because it has helped me build generational wealth. It has helped me make impact. It has given me confidence, and it's given me options for how I want to live my life. And I also am really proud knowing that I took a risk. I ran the numbers, I made a decision, and most importantly, I took action, because it's so easy to get stuck in analysis paralysis, which we will talk about. Because here's the thing, like, your money sitting in your bank account feels like security, but then actually when you invest it in something, it is working for you. It's not gone. It's invested and just over here on the sidelines, protected generally, and working for you. So ideally your money is working harder than you are. That's the whole goal of real estate investment and passive income creation. So that's really what keeps me in the real estate game, even on those days where I'm like, I want to sell it all. So, and that's also what keeps me passionate about helping other people do the same thing, whether it's through private money lending or first-time investors that we help coach who just need someone to say to them, you got this, make an offer. It costs you $0. So we're going to break down the challenges and the rewards of being a real estate investor and why it's so overall, it's so rewarding. So challenge number one, what I was just talking about, analysis paralysis, is so real. And we host these investor meetups here in our office monthly. We've been doing it for 3 years, and we've seen so many people suffer from this. And that is our job, to get you off the sidelines, because you probably have a spreadsheet with 14 tabs where you're analyzing possible deals, but you're running cash flow scenarios in your sleep, you're watching Bigger Pockets, you're on YouTube University, you're watching Instagram Reels about everyone else's deals, but you still haven't made an offer. You guys, we have seen this so many times with people in our community and even people we know. And this is not analysis, you guys. This is avoidance. This is feeling fear, which is natural, but you have to take the leap. I've had this conversation so many times, especially with folks coming out of the corporate world where every decision has to be fully baked, run up the chain, run down the chain, PowerPointed, reviewed by a committee. Well, when you're in real estate investing, you get to call the shots. You don't have to run it by your boss and your boss's boss and have a meeting about a meeting to make a decision. Doesn't work like that. And the real truth is you learn so much more by making an actual offer than you ever will from running hypothetical scenarios in your perfect spreadsheets. Because the moment you send an offer, a few things happen. You get to test your own conviction, like, do you really have the stomach to be a real estate investor? How are you going to act during the inspection period? Are you going to freak out? You get to open the door to negotiation and real world numbers, figuring out how you can leverage your strengths and use the seller's motivation to your advantage. And you move from content consumer to decision maker, and ideally content creator when you're doing things right, even though I haven't done that all myself yet. Creating content about the properties that you're buying or analyzing, right? That's all content that you can reach other people with. And guess what, you guys? How much does it cost to make an offer? $0. $0. We don't charge you to write up that offer, even though it takes us time. No one is charging you to take a swing. So why not step up to the plate? That's how you get out of analysis paralysis. Challenge number 2 is shiny object syndrome. We are all guilty of this. There's short-term rentals, there's midterm rentals, there's BRRRRs, there's syndications, there's sub 2. Like, you can pay for all the coaching in the world and never do anything. Maybe you're trying to decide, should I buy a flip in Bend or a duplex in Ohio or lend $50K to a flipper in Texas? We have a lot of options at our fingertips, and you have to make a decision, because so many people in the investing world just jump from one strategy to another, thinking the next one is going to be the answer. The next coaching class or mastermind is going to be the one that I really take action on. Well, you guys, you got to just pick a lane, focus, take action, try something, get all the way through it and decide if it works for you. Then you can change your mind to something else. But you do not build freedom by chasing every new tactic that comes along. And a lot of times they just get repackaged and marketed as different things. So there's not a lot new under the sun in real estate investing. And you really build your legacy, you build your wealth, you build your freedom and your portfolio by choosing one strategy and going deep before you go wide. So the magic is really in taking those aligned, focused actions and not chasing the latest trend. Okay, challenge number 3 is fear of getting it wrong. I'm totally guilty of this. I was terrified when I bought my first property. I spent years in the corporate world. I was used to managing a multi-million-dollar business and product line at Adidas, but when I invested in my first property, this was my money, my name on the loan, my risk. And what really changed the game for me was I stopped obsessing over getting it perfect and just committed to getting it going, right? Just do something, try it, see how it goes, and then we can iterate. And that's what I did in the footwear world all the time. We were making shoes. Did we get them right the first time out, from design to first sample? No, we had to iterate a couple times before it turned out right. Same thing with real estate investment, because the reality is, like, you're going to mess something up, and that's okay. That's normal. That's how we learn. Ideally, you have a great team of realtors and lenders and property managers on your team to help protect you from messing up too bad, but the truth is, no matter what, you're going to have something go wrong in the home. The water heater will flood, or a tenant will vacate early, or, something's going to cost more or take longer than you thought it was. So just be prepared for those things. That is not failure. It's feedback for the next time. And the real risk is not making a bad deal. The real risk is not making any deal at all and just getting stuck in that analysis paralysis. Okay, so let's shift gears to the rewards. You guys, the first reward is real estate is the first check that doesn't come from trading your time for money. The first check that doesn't come from your job. And I still remember the first time we got our first rent check before the mortgage payment was due. So we bought and fixed it up before the first mortgage payment was due. And that was amazing. And then by the time we got the second unit of our very first duplex rented out, that was our first fully passive income check. And that was 4 figures. That was amazing. That's why I got my license while I was still working at Adidas, because I was like, oh my gosh, I did this in 2 months. That was not hard. Like, I I could totally help people do this. So it's so rewarding, you guys, to get that check. When that payment, that rent payment hits your bank account, or your flip closes, or your borrower sends your wire transfer with all that interest that comes into your bank account, and you're adding to your principal so you can then lend out more next time. It feels a lot different. And this is the moment where you really realize, I am not trading my hours, my energy for dollars. And that's the moment that you can start unhooking from the corporate matrix if that's what you feel like is kind of holding you back or dominating your time, thoughts, and energy. So reward number 2 is compounding your confidence, because every deal teaches you something. Every closed loan, every tenant you get in a property, every renovation budget that goes slightly sideways, but you still manage to stay within a relative budget, that helps you build your reps. And that's the important part. You start to trust your judgment. You learn how to pivot if you need to. And it's really important during this process to learn how to negotiate and ask better questions. So that is reward number 2. Reward number 3 is you create options, and options give you freedom. And that's really what I think most of us are after when we're looking to create passive income from real estate investments. We want freedom of time to do what we want. So this is really what we're doing here. We're not just investing in houses and, buying dirt. We're investing with the ability to take a month off and travel without having to ask someone for PTO, or it gives us the ability to say no to a job that doesn't work for us, or it also gives us the ability to pay for our kids' college in cash that comes from someone else paying your mortgage, which is pretty magical. It can also help you take care of aging parents without draining your savings or having to drain theirs. It can help you work 3 days a week and spend the rest of that time doing things that really light you up. And real estate is just the tool that gives you the freedom to do those things that really move the needle in your life, because freedom is the outcome that we are most often chasing. So to wrap it up, if you are still feeling stuck in the research loop, paralyzed by options and shiny objects, hear this. The biggest growth comes from taking your first step. And oftentimes that comes in the form of making your first $0 free offer, meaning it costs you nothing. Put an offer out there. Make the offer, run the numbers, fund the deal. Even if it's not perfect, you guys, you're learning, you're building reps, because we're all still learning. None of us are experts in everything. Sarah and I are still learning all kinds of new things, and it's fun and it's exciting. So that's how we get better. And the rewards are absolutely real, and they compound. It's so amazing to look at the equity we're building, the cash flow we're creating, the future assets that we'll have for generations to come in our asset planning and legacy protection. So your confidence builds during this process, so does your income, and ultimately the impact and the service you can give to others. So if you are ready to stop just watching and start doing, you know where to find us. We've got options from investing, short-term rentals, long-term rentals, mid-term rentals, flips, house hacks, creative financing, private money lending, and a new offer that will help you kick the corporate habit and focus on investing your time where it really matters. We've got all the tools for you. We are here to help you, because we have been there and we are on the other side. So join us. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time here on the Suzanne and Sarah YouTube channel. Thanks a lot.